I want to talk to you guys a little bit about color libraries inside of Adobe. And so this is not specific to Adobe Illustrator, although I'm going to show you how to work with it inside of Adobe Illustrator. But it will also work in Adobe Photoshop, Adobe InDesign, basically any Adobe software. So that's one of the cool things about working with the Creative Cloud now, that everything is launched together, is that we have a lot of cross-platform or cross-application capabilities by using the software as it's put out to us now in our present incarnations that just weren't available in the past. So if you ever end up in a situation where you're working with old software, some of this stuff won't be available, but given that everything's up to date, I want to show you how to work a little bit with libraries and how to set up a library. So I went back to my mood board, and the reason I did that was because I had some color panels already set up, some swatches, and I want to show you two ways to build a library using color and how we can expand on that a little bit. Okay, so if your library panel is not open, what you're going to do is you're going to go up to Window, make sure you're inside the Illustrator application, go up to Window, and choose Libraries from your drop down. And when you have that, let me just close the artboards here. You'll see I've got a bunch of libraries, right, from some different things. I've got a Conan illustration I did. I was working on a project months ago called Grease. This is just your standard My Library. It's not a custom thing. You have some stock templates. And down here I have one called Teeth of the Wolf, which is what we're working on right now. Now, if you wanted to add a new library, you're going to come down here to the little plus sign in the bottom corner where I'm mousing over, and you'll just hit plus, and you can hit create new library, and that'll make a new library. Now, because I already have one that I created, Teeth of the Wolf, I'm just going to click inside of it, and you can see that I've got my colors already brought over. Okay, and so if you wanted to add a new color swatch, how do you do it? Well, because I've got my three colors selected, let's say I want to add two more colors to this color swatch. So I can go to my colors and my swatches and create a color right there. So again, if your swatches aren't available, you can just go up to Window and zoom down here until you see swatches, and give it a second and you'll get your swatches that pop up. So I'm going to move this window over here. And if you want to select a swatch from here, you can. If you want to create a color or a custom swatch, you can basically go inside of your color picker by clicking over here and then choosing a custom color. So let's say I want to add pure white for some reason, right? So I want to get as white as I can get it here, okay? So let's just go over here and I'll just get it from I can select a swatch as well. So let's get that. Say I want to add this to my colors. So with this swatch selected, okay, I can just zoom over here, right? Grab it, and I should be able to drop it right in, okay? So let's try this one. Let's see if I can get it, okay? And you see how my drag and drop wasn't working, but there's another way to do it. It's this way, okay? So just come down to your little plus sign with the color selected over here on your color chip, right? Select your color, and then come down and see it says plus. You can add the fill or the color, stroke color. I hit fill, and there it is right there. It added it. Okay, so if you try to drag and drop and it's not working, like just happened to me, just do it the way I showed you right here with the plus sign. So let's do it again. Let's say we want to add black. So I'm going to select black by clicking on the swatch. Shows up right here. Then I can just add the plus, and it says fill color right there. And so now I have my 5 colors, and they're created right there. If I want to create a group, right, and kind of have them all together, I can hit create group, and I can call this Teeth of the Wolf palette. Okay, and then there we go, right? And that's my color group already. So if I expand on it, it's right there, okay? And just drag that color in So that's how you do it that way. Now, what if we want to use Adobe Color? So we can use another application and then have another color scheme that we can work with. Okay, so let's look at Adobe Color a little bit. So I'm going to go to my Creative Cloud, and you can go to Adobe Color by just going to the website. But if you're signed in to your Creative Cloud, you can see there's my little mugshot up there. If you're signed into Creative Cloud and you go through it, you'll have more features because you'll be linked into your account or signed into your account. So I'm just going to search color. Let's give it a second, right? It's got to think about it. Okay, and that's not what I want, so let's go back. I don't know why it did stock photos, so let's just go X out of that. Okay, because I put it here, that's why. So let's go up here to search crowd and hit color up in the search bar. Okay, and now bear with it because it's thinking, it's early in the morning. And we've got Adobe Color, so I'm going to hit learn more, and then I'm going to hit launch. Okay, and that's going to open an application instead of just a website. And you see I'm signed in up here. So now you can do a couple things with Adobe Color. So in my previous videos, I talked to you about color harmonies and the color wheel and so on, and you can see your values are down here, your RGB and your you can switch that if you want to see your CMYK values, hit that little arrow, and then you can see it in CMYK and your hex codes. But you can do a couple of things here. You can search themes, and basically you'll see things that are already uploaded. So if I hit explore, okay, and then over here it says explore colors, moods, and so on. What if I hit westerns? Okay, and give that a second. And you see how you get kind of like these generic mood boards. They're not really full mood boards, but they're showing you images, right? And so they're images and they have colors pulled out of the images. Okay, so if you're just really stumped as far as how you want to start your design, you just don't know what to do, you can look up something like this and try to get a kind of an edge into it. This one's pretty cool, right? So you've got like this gunfighter and you got these colors, but look at this thing. This looks really dark, right? We click on it, we've got like this, doomed cowboys, and it looks pretty intense, right? It's called Brimstone. Well, I kind of like that, right? So what if I hit add to library? What's going to happen? Now, these other things here are going to be important for saving color. An Adobe ASE is an Adobe Swatch Exchange, and that will basically create a little file that you can import into your Adobe software and set up your swatches already. But if you add it to your library, you don't need to do that because this basically links it up through the Creative Cloud for you. So if I hit add to library, now it's added, okay? And so when I go to my Illustrator software, okay, and let's come down here and look at my libraries. I might have to close my libraries or go back. Okay, if I go to my library, is it here? Okay, I don't see it yet. So I might have to basically close the software and then restart it because it's going to link it here. Okay, because it's now added to my libraries. And so again, sometimes we have to stop and refresh, right? So I'll close this up. Let me don't save it. And don't save this, and I'll restart Illustrator in a second. So I've got this added to my library. And then what if we create our own theme? So let's go back now, and we'll jump back, okay? And when we go over here in Adobe Color, what if I hit create, right? And so create, what am I gonna create, right? Well, what if I hit plus right here, okay? We can enter a library name and create a new library, right? But I'm looking for something here and I'm not finding it. Okay. All right, so hold on a second. Let's go back because I want to upload an image and I'm missing where I'm trying to tell you this, so bear with me for a second. Okay, so let me backtrack just for a second here because I forgot to tell you something and I want you to understand it. So when I go back to the theme that I added to my library, if I double click that, if I'm not seeing it added to my library, I can do this. You see it says create using theme. I can click that bottom at the, or that button at the bottom, and then over here it says save to. I can get where I'm mousing over, I can hit the drop down and add that to my Teeth of the Wolf. Okay, and then hit save, and now that will save my color library. So if I go back to Adobe Illustrator and I open up Teeth of the Wolf, see there's Brimstone. That was the name of that selection of color swatches, and it's added right to my library. And I can see it did it twice because I did it previously. So I can take one of those and basically highlight it and hit the little trash can, and it will delete the duplicate. So now I can see there's that extra color set, and if I want to use it, I can just click on it and I have access to it. So what if you want to make a custom color scheme out of a picture? Okay, so how do we do that? So we're going to go to our create, right, or rather go to explore, and you see how there's a little camera here? Okay, so I'm going to click on that camera, right, and it's going to say, hey, let's find something to upload. Okay, and so I can go to a folder that I have, and here's a folder right here, and just hit upload when I select the picture. And so it's going to upload a picture for me, and it's looking basically for similar color schemes based off of the picture that I shared. Okay, so that's one way we can do it, right? So it's going to upload and basically search for similar colors. So I've got, let's try a different one. Maybe this Thanksgiving picture, we'll upload it. Okay, and it's going to look for similar pictures and similar color schemes. Okay, right, so I've got, there's the picture that I uploaded, right? That's the one that I picked up. And so it made a color scheme for me out of that picture, right? So what happens if I come over here and add it to my library maybe, right? And then I can go back and I can look around and make some different selections based off of the image that I brought in, okay? So when we create a custom color scheme, we have these different choices as well. Okay, so look, if I hit extract theme, okay, now it gives me another option to upload pictures here. And so what if I hit extract theme and then I drag my picture over here? Now what happens? Now it lets me actually move around and create colors by sampling the image that I'm inside of. Okay, so if you find something that you really like and you really want to get the colors pulled from that, you can go to the extract theme option, drop the picture in, and basically move your little color pickers around here to get the color that you want. And when you're ready, okay, just give it a name. Maybe I'll call this Proposition because it's from a movie poster, or call it The Proposition, which is a excellent movie, by the way. So hit Proposition and then hit save. And then when you go back to Adobe Photoshop, there it is right there, Proposition. So that's some instruction on using Adobe not Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator, I'm sorry. But that's some instruction about using Adobe Illustrator and Adobe Color to use two different applications to create color libraries and to save color libraries within your Adobe Illustrator file. Now, whenever you go to another Adobe software and you open up your libraries, you'll have the opportunity to see that library because they're saved through the Adobe Creative Cloud, not just specific to the software.